Alrighty. Let's just wait for this very cool thing. Alright, so welcome back, guys. Yeah, there's no Alex in the intro, Kirish, but we're gonna be seeing some Alex today. Well, anyway, welcome back to Beginner Breakdowns. This time we actually have enough replays to do a show. So tonight we'll be looking at a couple sets from two different people. The Boogie, a returning player on Beginner Breakdowns. We're going to be seeing some of his Alex, and then we're going to be seeing some matches from Ron Plata. Alright, so without further ado, introductions. I'm Jojo over here on the left, or on the right side we have Denzel. Alright, so let's just get right into it, right? So we have Alex versus Kage. Kage is a little bit new, so not everyone knows all his BS. In fact, not even I know all his BS. So let's just see where it goes. Alright, so we get anti-aired. So now we know our opponent here knows how to anti-air, so maybe let's not jump a lot. So far the Boogie's doing pretty well by staying on the ground. Oh my god! The triple lariat. Yeah, we get anti-aired again. That's just confirmation that our opponent knows how to anti-air. Oh. That would feel like that was a drop by Kage. Oh, random command grab. That's not good. Dive kick.
I do like that the inputs are on for this. This is it's really helpful to see what's actually happening in terms of buttons here.
Yeah, so we can actually, once this round ends, we can go back and take a look at that command grab and see what happened. Alright, so actually that match went pretty well, honestly. It went like a regular match should. Alright, so let's take a look. There's this third lariat. We get anti-aired a second time. Combo, that was a drop. I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be DP from Kage.
Yeah, it was that Hadouken is definitely supposed to be a light punch or you can from him.
Yeah, okay, so let's take a look at this input, shall we? Let's go backwards a few frames here. So we have, yeah, back. Oh, yeah. How the hell?
Negative edge.
Yeah.
Negative edge something.
Yeah.
Because his command grab isn't a kick, so you made a mistake and let go button. So an important concept here is when you are pressing buttons, you can actually get specials out if you release that button that you've held, still doing the motion.
Oh no! By the way, Alex is on the right side.
Oh, he's on the right side. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
So he did it on purpose.
So he did it on purpose. Though, I wonder how he got.
I imagine there's supposed to be
Alex is semicircle, right? It's not full circle. Yeah,
it's half circle. Yeah,
it's semicircle. Yeah. So yeah, it looks intentional. Why we would command grab here, I have no idea. Maybe he thought Kage would dash into it.
I had anti-air stand heavy punch, but was holding forward, and then instead of doing a straight back.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you're right. So this will happen a lot if you're playing on like circle, gate on like a gamepad or something. This will happen. It'll be slippery when you first start out. You have to have a lot of control.
Because you have to go forward and immediately back. It's not like you can't do the down in the grout and then groove there. You got to go forward and straight back. Forward, straight back.
Nope. We got drops.
Might be a little bit harder on gel pads because they're all connected and whatnot.
Yeah, we got drops here. Let's see what happened. So we have this, and then he does forward. Yeah, it wasn't a full quarter circle forward. So we got drops. Gotta clean up our inputs.
Yeah, so I think we've said this a lot in the past is spend more time in the lab than you actually do spend playing matches, at least when you start out, because you don't know all the mechanics of the game. You're not comfortable with controlling your character. This is going to be mostly true until, well, pretty much until you're a diamond, and then you start worrying less about execution and worrying more about awareness and stuff like that.
Yeah. So Kage's feature 2 fucking like
it's -2 on block.
Yeah, it's -2, which means he could disrespect you in the XDP afterwards, but you know, it's good to take your turn back here. Looks like Boogie attempted to, but I think you pressed Crouching Light Punch a little too slowly, or too delayed, because Kage got to like walk back a bit and stuff even. Yeah, and then beaten by cross up. Now let's take a look at the next round. Round 2. Because everything that Kage did that was punishable was pretty much punished last round. Yeah. Yeah, so we're getting counter hit by a lot of stomps here. Those are tricky.
He likes to do a lot of close range. Oh, that was a bad drop. A lot of close range cross ups, and that kind of thing. You definitely want to realize the range of where that's possible.
So let's talk about these stomps a bit. So right here, Kage does, well, he attempts a cross-up, gets himself in the corner. That's always fun. And then he does crouching medium punch into, that's crouching hard punch. That's hard punch into heavy stomp. Now, there is a gap. How big is that gap again?
It looks like it's 6 frames.
Yes, it's a 6-frame gap. It looks like Boogie here tried to sweep.
I'm just making sure that it is 6 frames and not.
So I'm pretty sure that any stomp Kage does after crouching hard punch can be interrupted, except light maybe.
So it's a 5-frame gap.
Yeah, 5. So it goes 5, 6, 7 depending on the kick. Probably.
No, that the heavy is the slowest or fastest rather.
Yeah. So you could always get away with just a light, at the very least. Medium if you have a nice fast medium. Never a heavy though.
Can you see the chat? Oh yeah, I was getting fresh by trying to anti-air him and get in. Well, what you should do is basically, if you're gonna play the anti-air game, you gotta wait for them to come into you, because eventually they'll get tired of being sort of walled here, right? If you're not gonna come in and kill yourself, then they're gonna come in and kill themselves. A lot of what we're seeing here is you get some combos and unfortunately they drop. So a major thing aside from the Kage stuff that he's doing, which is not typically a lot of stuff that is dissimilar from other Shoto characters, which is jump over you and cross up and then do Shoto combos. But a lot of the things that you messed up were the dropping of your combos.
Yeah.
So not specifically a Kage thing that you're having problems with, but specifically doing your own stuff. Oh, his title is still Thunderdome? Oh, right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Go ahead and change that.
How would I change that? Yeah, let me go ahead and change that.
All right, so let me continue what Denzel was saying. Yeah, honestly, you weren't doing anything wrong in the matchup. You were just doing things wrong as a player. It has nothing to do with Alex. It's just you need to fix your inputs and that kind of stuff. If you were doing if you were trying to, I honestly didn't see many attempted anti-airs. I saw maybe one in the first round where you tried a crouching hard punch, but Kage just so happened to do a dive kick right there, and his descent was delayed, and so it beat the crouching hard punch. But that's not your fault. What is your fault is what happened right here. Let me go back a few frames. This right here, that's a medium kick. I'm not sure what you were trying to do. The input doesn't look like you were trying to do a DP to get a knee anti-air or something. You just straight up got standing medium kick when he jumped at you. That's something you need to fix. But other than this, I didn't see many attempted anti-airs. Yeah, and it's easy to get tunnel vision when you're like, oh, I should have anti-aired that, and then every single time your opponent jumps again, you're just sitting there like a deer in headlights, and you end up blocking, right? Or you press the wrong thing.
So you might anti-airing isn't purely reaction. You got to it's 50 parts anticipation, 50 parts reaction. Mm-hmm. So it's got to be, you're going to see the anti-air coming or the jump coming, and then you're going to go, okay, so he's jumping now it's time to do something. But it's not out of the blue someone jumps. It's all right, so I'm in a range where they're going to probably jump, so I should probably pay attention because they might jump.
Yeah. And especially if your opponent has shown you before that they like to jump, like this Kage does. Let me see. He did ask in the chat here, what can I work on to give constant pressure? I've played against Silver Alex online, and their pressure is insane, but I don't have the same pressure when I play him.
Steal their tech.
Yeah, steal their tech. Literally just
whatever they're doing. Play. Yeah, whatever they're doing, do what they're doing.
Yeah. So
so if there's something they're doing,
Silver Alex, you could start copying, some higher level Alex pressure,
within your ability to actually execute the combos.
Yeah.
Or whatever they're doing.
Yeah. Though Alex isn't, too execution heavy. With a little bit of practice, you can do all the inputs that Gunfight is doing. Now timing and tempo and rhythm and stuff like that. The things that actually help with pressure, other than inputs and stuff like that. That's something you just have to work on. So let's keep watching this. Let's see if anything else interesting happens. Mm-hmm. A little too far for that lariat to connect on a crouching opponent there. You gotta be closer. So that's one thing. In fact, that's always the first thing you should work on when you start playing a fighting game, is your range. You need to know when your normals are gonna whiff. You need to know exactly where you should be standing. It's literally the first lesson in Geef's gym. Especially after combos and stuff like that, because if you want to press a button after a combo but you're not close enough, well, let's just say hope your opponent isn't good enough to notice, because you're gonna get punished for whiffing. Neutral jump. Interrupted the overhead there. Yeah. I think this might have been an input error. Yeah, it looks like you did the second light punch a little too early. So that's why you got a second light punch instead of light chop here. Again, just got to clean up those inputs, and this will never happen to you again. Just got to put some more practice time in. It's all muscle memory. Don't got to think about it.
Yep. Practicing that combo now. Oops. Drop. Oh yeah, so that tricky cross-up nonsense.
Thrown. So to be fair, you know, Kage really hadn't thrown you at all, I think, in the entire match. So that's gonna happen. You definitely shouldn't feel bad by about you know, getting caught by things, you know, that you just hadn't seen from your opponent at all. That's normal. Yeah, I'd be more surprised if you knew he was gonna throw you there because he hadn't done it before, right?
You can get off crouch heavy punch if you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
If you expect that there's gonna be jump there, you can crouch heavy punch. Alternatively, you can jump back light punch and chop him out of the sky.
Yeah. They did buff Alex a little bit. His anti-airs are a little better. His crouching hard punch trades less often, but it's still a pretty slow move. Same with his knees, the normal ones at least. But yeah, something you should have just noticed in general about this Kage is that he likes to jump at a very specific range. So every single time you stepped into that range, all you would have had to do is just put it in your head, okay, the possibility of him jumping is, you know, now exists again, right? When he's full screen and like throwing red fireballs and stuff like that, obviously you can't jump from there, so you don't have to think about anti-airing at that moment, just when he's closer. Yeah, you also gotta learn a few punishes for stuff like this, you know? Kage fucks up, he does a DP, it misses, and then you get like, what, standing hard punch into nothing. It looks like you were trying to get standing hard punch into charge, but you might have not been charging long enough, let's see. Yeah, you did forward like almost immediately after you pressed back. You gotta, well, let me see. Now you were holding all the way over here. So you were holding back. That looks like a throw attempt.
It doesn't combo anyway.
Yeah. What, standing hard punch into
heavy kick.
Oh no! Oh wait, hold on. He pressed the wrong thing, I think, because elbow is kicks.
Yeah, it is.
Elbow is kicks. This looks like this should have been a charge. But yeah, it's kicks. Unless you meant to catch him with a lariat as a DP punish, but you accidentally did standing hard punch first because you weren't pressing forward soon enough. You know, either one. But yeah. So let me see. There was some stuff back here. Yeah, I feel like at this point, yeah, now I know without a doubt that you somehow got it into your muscle memory accidentally, whether it's, you know, it worked a couple times or you just practiced wrong where you're trying to anti-air with standing medium kick, because you attempted it one time before and here it is again, and I'm not really seeing anything that looks like a DP motion, but yeah, standing medium kick anti-air, gotta cut that out of your system. Not great.
I don't think any character has standing medium kick as an anti-air.
No, not at all.
Oh, it's supposed to be medium kick knee. It's supposed to be medium kick knee.
Yeah, well,
but the motion is not there.
I could only hope it was medium kick knee, but it doesn't look anything close to the input.
Oh, that's something you practice then. Practice just doing that input.
Yeah.
Just doing me.
If this looks like a bunch of just wiggling your stick randomly here, because then you like accidentally get medium elbow and stuff like that. I mean, you started you press medium kick when you were still holding back, which that's not how a DP starts. There was a second attempt there, but yeah, this was just this happens a lot when someone will be like they like miss their anti-air and they're like, wait, I could do that, and then they try it again without a reason to, right? It's like, so you messed it up, or you messed it up here, and then you're like, no, wait, I could have done that, but you do it without without Kage jumping first, right?
Preemptive anti-air.
yeah, preemptive, or it's just a thing where like you kind of you're telling yourself like, wait, I know how to do that input, I know how to do it, and you just do it anyway in the middle of a match, even though you shouldn't be. People get caught in stuff like that all the time.
Mm-hmm. So he's saying that he's getting flustered a lot. What you need to do is play against people who are in voice, and then they can kind of like talk you through it, and you guys can kind of just joke around while playing.
Mm-hmm.
And that should bring the, I would say, anxiety down.
Yeah.
So you get comfortable in situations where you're playing against people who are possibly around your skill level or better. So you get used to being in this situation. So when you get on ranked or random battle lines with people who aren't in voice, you're more used to the situation. You might get flustered anyway, but you should be used to this situation at that point, so that you're not, getting bodied. Or and if you are, then you don't feel bad about it.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to this Dawson match. I think this is going to be very interesting. Dawson is a very difficult character to play. So, anything that you have to deal with against a Dawson at this level is not going to be like, super hard to deal with. It's just going to be like the normals, fireballs.
So I wouldn't feel bad about not knowing about what Dawson does. Pretty much until Diamond, Dawson plays a single way, and then when they get up to Diamond, they play a totally different way. So don't feel bad about not knowing this, because he is one of the least played characters in the game. And he looks cool in this game, but he is totally whack.
Yeah. I think he's really fun to play against.
I don't particularly like playing against him.
Honestly, like, Dawson, he might have really long range, but he doesn't have infinite range. Right? At some point, he's gonna have to come to you. It really is about being patient.
He doesn't necessarily have to go to you.
No, he doesn't necessarily have to. I mean, he can throw fireballs all day, but characters have ways to get around that.
Yeah, man, stand medium kick the game. That's all you need. You don't even need other buttons.
When Dawson throws just a raw fireball like this, you should be ready for this. Depends on the character you play. Alex has a few options. If you're just waiting and he tries to do a fireball, this shit has such a long animation. You can get right under this with an elbow. Just right under. You can, at this range, you could probably even sweep him, and then you're still gonna have to avoid the fireball because it's already out. But
Hey man, if you see the startup of that fireball and you actually hit him early enough for that sweep, crush counter, baby.
Yeah, it's a super long animation. Just sitting there in awe because it's something you haven't seen before. That's fine, but now you know what it looks like. So, and now you know that it's slow as hell, right? So that drill, Dawson's at this level are not going to be able to do instant air drill. It's not the hardest input he has, but just know that dive kicks in general in this game, the higher they connect, the more unsafe they are. So it means that any character with a dive kick, like Dawson, Manat, Cammy, that kind of stuff, they aim low because they don't want to be punished. Against against like Dawsons and stuff that like to use dive kicks a lot, you walk forward and you block. You're forcing that dive kick to connect higher up on your character. The further away you are, the lower it'll hit. The closer you are, however, the further up it'll connect, and they'll be minus. Obviously, this is the first time that Dawson did a dive kick at all, but you didn't know.
And importantly, note that he did hit him right at the toes and count, right? So that kind of sucks.
Yeah. Now I can already tell that this is a very weird and rare character to find online at all, because not that many people play him. So it's very easy to get flustered against them. So not knowing what to do is very, very normal. Here he where is it? So you get thrown. You jump into the fireball. Not entirely sure. This looks like you were trying to do maybe charge or something, like lariat or something. You ended up jumping.
Yeah, that's about right. I got those inputs are all over the place, my dude. An important thing here also is you see Dawson just like rolling around on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
That slide is minus on hit.
Yeah, the crouching light kick.
Yeah, that is minus on hit. You will always press a button after blocking that.
Yeah. The medium kick as well is super minus. But the thing with Dawson's slides, the crouching light kick, crouching medium kick, is that if they hit at the very, very tip of the active fringe, is like the very end, they can be safe, or sometimes even plus.
Medium kick can be actually meaty and plus.
Yeah.
So I don't expect, as I said, until Diamond they play a totally different way, and that way is the wrong way, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
They just play however. There's a lot of things about Dawson that are difficult to execute, so Dawson players generally can't do them until much later on when their execution is far better, and comically enough it coincides with being pretty high on the ladder.
Yeah, Dawson is probably like the most input heavy character in the game, honestly. I think he's harder than Karen in that aspect, because you have to do like instant air DP motions. It's stupid.
Yeah, it's Tiger knee all day.
Yeah.
So Chun-Li only has one, and it's kind of you don't use that often.
Yeah, it's a quarter forward, so it's not that hard. And DP is
part of Dawson's pressure is doing meaty, and you kind of or doing as a throw bait. Yeah, it's pretty. Dawson has it hard in terms of execution, but you don't have to have it hard against Dawson, because if you see that slide, you press a button, because they are minus even on hit.
Yeah. You have to learn how to take advantage of your opponent as well. If you notice something, because like let's say you play a character, you have kind of an idea of what your character's moves on hit, on block, whatever they are, right? If you notice that your opponent does something like this, right? You do lariat, they block. You should already know that it's still your turn as an Alex player, right? If they get hit, that means they don't know that's plus. Keep doing that shit.
Yep.
Keep doing that shit, because they're gonna keep getting hit over and over and over again.
Rushdown made a Smurf account, Amika Smurf, and the CFN was forward heavy punch is +3, and the amount of people who pressed buttons after forward heavy punch was astounding. Because he told them, but they didn't believe it, so he just kept doing it.
It's great.
And it worked.
Yeah, that's fun.
So actually, let's go back to that dive kick that hit on counter hit, but it hit him in the body. I didn't see what the frame was for that.
Looks like neutral. Let me see. So we're getting hit here, and then
it was 0 on counter hit. So in that case,
oh well, it says -4 here. Let's see.
Counter hit.
3. You could press the light here. Yeah, that was just like midriff. That was like
+4 means he could have come. That could have been a 2 cards light punch into light punch chop.
Yeah, though again, it's hard to kind of tell, especially on counter hit.
You know what? If you are actually getting pressured and you want to press a button, whether it be whatever they're doing, use your lights. Always lights.
How I put it, I put it against as most characters, it doesn't really matter too much on height, unless like you're Abigail. Like if it's below the waist, it's Dawson's turn. If it's above the waist, it's your turn. Even on hit, this can be minus on hit because Dawson doesn't just land immediately after he hits you with the dive kick. He still has to go through the entire like floating down animation still.
So yeah, that's why it's important to know that if the dive kick hits you at literally any point besides your shins, challenge.
Yeah. Oh, and this is this right here is a classic.
Yeah, the Dawson classic. This is the one thing that they should have. They do practice. It's the side switch not necessary.
Yeah. I feel like it depends on whether the Dawson does it too early or not, but let me see.
Yeah, as Cypher's saying in the chat, what you could actually do is this Dawson didn't really do it a whole lot, but if they're doing stand, medium kick, spam, and stuff like that, is after you block one, EX elbow, and it'll counter hit whatever button he does next. It'll armor through it for the most part.
Yeah, this is pretty tricky right here. At this point, you just kind of have to guess and kind of figure out what your opponent likes to do. This is the first time he ever did it, so it's fine to get hit by this. Oh, I mean, he dropped the combo. Actually, Dawson just dropped his fucking combo. Alex got to activate, but this is a raw activation. Don't ever do these. It looks like maybe an input error, maybe. I hope it was.
No, that was a raw activation. That was a necessary. That was an intentional activation.
Yeah. If you're getting hit, it's not your turn at all. You will
unless it's that dive kick from hitting you in the head.
Yeah. So actually, let me go in game and show you a couple of punishes as Alex versus Dawson. It's very simple. I have here recorded Dawson doing something very popular, which is this jump back light punch. Right, Dawson has the longest range sniper. Instant overhead in the game. Right, Yoga Sniper. Right, this shit is ridiculous. Right, if you're low health, you're gonna die to this probably. It's super hard to like fuzzy and everything. It's pretty much impossible. It's so good. But here's the thing. Dawson is still floating all the way down. That's the downside to Dawson. This motherfucker is so floaty. So even after he hits you, he can't do anything. He just has to float all the way back down again. And most characters in the game can get a punish. So actually, if you end up blocking this somehow,
you might get to,
or it doesn't kill you, right? Or it doesn't kill you, you can straight up just punish this guy.
I think forward-EX might actually be the preferred game.
Actually, you can get a heavy elbow into EX knee, which is what I'm trying to show here. It's so good. It's so good. Look, light punch. Even on hit, even if you get hit by this, you still have enough time to do heavy elbow into EX knee. And if Dawson's the one in the corner, then you can get any other knee as well.
Does heavy knee work though? If you have no meter?
It might, you have to be like really close though. It does, but you have to, again, the regular normal knees are like pretty awkward. You have to be like really close to Dawson. So I would just recommend EX. But if you learn this range, go for it. Use heavy. Why not? Yeah, there it's kind of difficult. Yeah, so you can get heavy.
Even after getting hit by it.
Yeah, even after getting hit by it. It's because Dawson is like so fucking floaty. He's so floaty. As long
as you don't die.
Yeah, you don't even have to spend bar if you're close enough. And this is like almost max range jump back light punch.
So let's say if you don't have charge, can you do dash up EX knee?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Whoops.
So.
Yeah, you can definitely get it, even from like pretty much max range.
Yep. So
you have to be quick about it though.
I think the other knees are probably a little bit too slow.
Yeah, heavy, I don't think so. Maybe light. No, maybe medium.
So maybe what you can show here is blocking a stand medium kick, and then EX elbow right after.
Oh yeah. So blocking standing medium kick.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Because then they'll do stand medium kick and maybe stand medium kick again, or stand medium kick and then...
Yeah, so how that works, and I think I know the exact frame data, it's if a Dhalsim does one of the far mediums, like whether it's medium punch or medium kick, if he does another one, whether it's another medium punch or a medium kick, there is a 14 frame gap in between the two if you block the first one. 14 frame gap. So if you can punish him in time, if you know he's going to throw out a second one, you can catch him. That's if you feel like he's gonna throw a second medium. Otherwise, he's gonna block. So let's see. Let's record that really quick. So let's do medium punch, medium kick, right? And let's turn that on. Yeah. So he'll do. What's the frame data on Alex's medium elbow?
That is a question that I cannot answer, my friend. You're trying to get some good lighting, but
it's probably really slow, isn't it? Not even light, actually. Let me see.
You can stand,
you can armor
punch
through, but
so you block one, stand heavy punch. Medium elbow. Or stand heavy punch, what I'm saying.
Yeah, you can stand heavy punch. Like... So yeah, if you block the first one. Well, I think if you block stand medium punch and then he goes for kick, because it goes like downwards. It's pretty tricky though. Let me see, let's start.
You can block and then lariat.
I mean, maybe? I don't know, it's really weird. No. Maybe if you block... I mean, maybe you can do headbutt. Nah. Nah. So what was the startup on the elbows again?
They're not particularly fast.
Here, let me let's check fat, shall we?
Lariat's 11 frame startup. This Lariat is definitely not 6 frames.
No, it is definitely not 6 frames, Lariat.
that would be
so fucking broken.
That would be
so fucking broken.
Like...
You know, fucking Abigail's back heavy punch is only 8 frame. That's broken. Like, if Lariat were 6 fucking frames, dude, that'd be incredible. That's as fast as some mediums, dude.
Yeah, some mediums are slower than that. Alright, I think we actually have one more match here.
Yeah.
So we'll
there was one more thing against Dhalsim that you can punish every single time. You know, I showed you the instant overhead. Now let me show you the teleport. So I recorded an instant teleport here as Dhalsim, but you can straight up just react to the sound and just punish that motherfucker with an anti-air. On Alex, you can do crouching heavy punch into knee. Pretty simple. All right, so let's finish watching these. let's see. Let's look at Ron's matches now. So another Dawson. People have been sending in a lot of like versus Dawson matches. I don't know when he got so popular in this rank and stuff.
He didn't. He's still just as unpopular. They just don't know any better yet.
Yeah. So let me see. I actually have the wrong one up. Yeah, there it is. All right. So now this time we have Karen. Ron as Karen versus another Dawson. And you're gonna be seeing this Dawson knows more stuff than the last Dawson.
That's terror. We don't want that.
Yeah, that's terrifying. Actually, but he doesn't know that much. Because right here he did a really high a really high dive kick, and this actually ended up being, oh boy, this ended up being -5. I believe Karen can press a medium punch.
Yep.
So
she has 2-5 for any medium. So
yeah,
if memory serves.
Yeah, I think they are both 5. It's so good. So right here, if dive kick connects high, just press a button. You can get away with a medium. It's ridiculous. Unhit, by the way. That was unhit.
So if you want to be safe, then do it like that.
Yeah. So another thing that people need to know is that Yoga Flame is -2, and then Gale can be plus. But to get a Gale low enough that when you land you're still plus, it's hard. Instant air Gale is not a thing these Dawsons are going to be doing. So what I love about this Dawson is that he just straight up instant overhead is something you do when your opponent's just like one hit away from dying. This Dawson just throws it out when Karen has like half health. I love it.
It's definitely a mistake on his part.
Yeah, and this not
You'd
Ron's
love
fault.
To slap me. But so, now if you've been watching,
in fact, before we even continue this match, let me go in real quick and show you how to punish that as Karen. So let's go to character select. They will never do this to you ever again. Karen has some of the best punishes against that in the world. Like, Karen is fucking stupid.
it still could be a mistake, but it's a mistake that went unpunished.
Yeah.
And what we say when that happens? We take those.
Yeah. Some characters can't punish Dawson. Depends on the character. Like some of the very, very slow characters. Most characters can. And some characters need to spend bar, but in some way or form, everyone can punish Dawson. The jump back light punch. So let's
they're saying the screen is frozen. I guess you're switching over to the game.
Oh yeah, sorry. There it is. Okay, here's the game. So let's just take a look at this. So I have Dawson set to doing the instant overhead. Now, if you do a very late Tenko, you can actually catch him. I'm awful at Karen, so you'll have to.
You know what? My camera is really dark, so let me go turn the light on. One second.
Yeah, so you can actually get
and there was light.
So you can actually get Tenko if you cancel really late. It's pretty tough to cancel really late, though. But I'll tell you what, there's even easier punishes as Karen. You don't need to be an awesome Karen, to do this. You can actually just straight up, you can actually, here, do this one. This one's funny. You can medium kick command dash into EXDP. It's great. You can actually even forward dash V skill to catch him. And it's great. He has no chance. And this is like max range jumping life punches also. Just forward dash V skill. Or, that. Actually, a really funny one. Whoops. CA. It's imagine being Dalsum, like thinking that you have enough damage on jumping light punch to kill someone with instant overhead. It doesn't, and then Karen just CAs. It's disgusting, and Karen has like some of the highest like CA damage in the game. Also, you could like actually just straight up catch him with the hands, but you know it's not a lot of damage. You're better off just trying to get something more out of it. I mean, V skill for bar. It's not a great punish though. You can definitely do you know, like I said, EXDP after command dash. Or if you're really good, you can get a shoulder or Tenko. But it has to be really late, which is the issue. But, you know, this is just something you have to practice as Karen. Yeah, I'm horrible at Karen.
Alright, so
yeah.
We can so that's what you want to practice for dealing with Yoga Sniper, but
yeah.
Let's get back into it, shall we?
Let's take a look at the rest of this match. There is one more punish as Karen that's ridiculous, but I'll show it to you when this Dalsum teleports more. He's done 3 crouching like to move around. Okay, we got jumping, we got combo. Nice combo. Yeah. Let's see.
Round 2. Fight.
What was the meaty that missed there?
Let me see.
This should be fairly plus after that V skill.
Let me see. V skill. Yeah, Karen's super plus. Try crouching medium punch. Probably delayed because that should have hit.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta make sure we're doing that as soon as possible. Okay, let's go back to this.
Oh, double dash. Oh, double dash. Okay. So, in levels below a certain rank, even levels in a higher rank, try to do tight meaties, tight frame traps, proper meaties, because you don't know if they're just gonna mash or not.
Yeah, I think...
and if they are mashing, then free damage.
Yeah, I think he should have done a command dash there, right? Double dash doesn't work, right? I think medium or even heavy command dash.
Like heavy kicks, Sapo, yeah.
Yeah. Zazan's just jump back life punch over and over again.
Yeah, man, he's so scared. He's afraid. You can taste the fear, and that's when you kill him.
Yeah, so now he's like teleporting, jump back light punch, teleport.
Definitely just try to annoy you because lots of people don't know what Dalsum does, and they don't know for a long time because you fight like 6 of them a year, and that's it.
If you notice, Dalsum just likes to do that jump back light punch and teleport and stuff like that. Like, literally, the best thing you can do is just be patient, let him do it, and punish his ass for it. But yeah, here, let me show you a quick punish as Karen against a teleport. It's really simple. And I have him set here to do instant air teleport. If you just do crouching hard punch, you can anti-arm, right? If you delay a tiny little bit and wait for him to press a button, you actually get a crush counter, which lets you cancel the crouching hard punch into a command dash, right? And then even after that, you can get another special out. So you can do.
I think it's what like kick dash. Kick dash and did.
Nah, you can get medium legs. Her medium kick tatsu thing. Whoops. Yeah, you need to command dash first. So you can actually use this to get out of the corner as well. pretty good chunk of fucking damage, honestly. It's ridiculously good. Again, if you delay a tiny bit, let him press a button, you got a crush counter. Whoops. Gotta cancel that that crouching R punch though. But yeah, really, really simple. And it deals a shit ton of damage. Karen has a lot of really, really good answers against Dawson. Alright, let's get back into this thing right here. Let's take a look at the final match. Ron versus a Bison. First, I don't have it up. Let me see. Why the hell is this not showing up? There it is. Got it. Alright, so let's take a look at this. Bison's always fun. We've done a couple of beginner breakdowns on Bison before. It's a character a lot of people lose to.
And you will continue to lose to him until you beat Problem X.
Bison so the oppressor, man. Okay. Oh. That was a drop. Okay, XCP, get off of me. Okay, for very first thing you should know, V-Trigger 1, Bison, when he does his Devil's Reverse, it will always side switch. Always. It will never be in front, it will always be in back, so you block this the other way. And standing, of course.
I'm sort of curious on Ron's buttons into Orochi instead of into Tenko. I'm wondering why that has manifested itself in his combos here. Maybe
it's an input error, but it's a pretty difficult input error to do because shoulder is harder.
Mm-hmm.
Shoulder is a much harder input than finishing Tenko.
So, irrespective of what's happening in terms of Dictator here, definitely clean that up first.
Yeah.
Because that is gonna work against all characters. Whereas whatever advice we give you about Dictator in particular is only gonna work against him.
Yeah. So yeah, same stuff we told Boogie. Gotta clean up your inputs first, you know. Okay, like the block. So here's the thing about Bison. We keep saying it every single time he shows up. He's pretty much plus forever. It's like almost always his turn. The only thing is that he has a lot of pushback. Bison's turn isn't over when the frame data says he does. His turn is over when he's too far away to do the next thing, right? So you just have to wait until he's out of range, and then Bisons will either dash up, which you can catch him on recovery, or do down forward hard punch, the Psycho Axe. That thing has a lot of startup. So if you wait let's say like 2 or 3 normals and you cancel this into a special like blast or something, he's gonna be too far away for the next thing. That's when you take your turn. And being impatient will always kill you against Bison. Let me see if I can find a good example. It's actually pretty brave here. Pressing a button after you blocked Devil's Reverse. Bison's usually plus. He must have delayed something. By a lot, actually. Let me see.
Yeah, so you typically will feel that way until you figure out what his buttons are in terms of positivity or negativity on block. Because you were pressing after crouch medium punch, which is plus.
Yeah, so right here, take a look at this. Right here, Bison, he jumps, jumping medium punch, standing medium punch, crouching medium punch, blast. He is now too far away to press anything. Way too far. He's only -1. It's not like you can punish him, but he's too far away to do anything. If he wants to get close enough to do, all his bullshit all over again, he has to do something really risky. Either, for some reason, scissor kick, forward dash, down forward hard punch. All these things are interruptible and punishable. So right here, that scissor kick, that was, I believe that was light. That shit's -3 or no, -4, right?
That is a medium kick, and that one's
is it medium?
-3.
Yeah. So this one's -3, and Karen.
That means he has to block, or you can just throw him.
Yeah.
He didn't delay tech, so you just throw him right to the ground.
Yeah. Bisons will always, unless they're insane, they will always block after their scissor kicks.
Unless it's EX, because he's plus.
Karen can punish, though. She's got 3 frame.
So,
yeah. I mean, look how often he's out of range. Look how often he's out of range. Like, he wasn't even that close. He did, let's see, blast, scissor kick. He did light punch, medium punch, crouching medium punch. This crouching medium punch already whiffed, right? It doesn't take long for Bison to be out of range. But, we get impatient, we press a button at the wrong time, we get caught. Yeah, another whiff, crouching medium punch. Get impatient, get clipped by a Stanley hard punch. It happens. But,
so we're pretty much out of time here, but last thought here is Ron was actually saying in the chat that sometimes I don't see the confirm and just do Orochi to be safe. Well, that means you go into lab and you practice till you can get it 10 times out of 10, my friend. Because Tenko from Crouch Medium Kick is your BNB, and Orochi from Crouch Medium Kick doesn't work.
Yeah. Yeah. Her Crouching Medium Kick on hit has such a long hit stun. You definitely have enough time to hit confirm. And you definitely have enough time to hit confirm from or 2 medium punches, because if you're comboing from like standing medium punch to crouching medium punch, or the other way around, crouching medium punch, standing medium punch, in between those 2 buttons, you already have more than enough time to tell if your opponent is blocking or not, and that's when should I end with shoulder or Tenko.
Typically, if your crouch medium kick is blocked anyway, you should be out of range, so you can just walk back.
Yeah.
So there's no need to cancel into Orochi from there.
So just gotta practice those combos. Just gotta practice that hit confirm, and you'll be on your way to playing like Punk.
If you're feeling sort of unsafe about the Devil's Reverse, just EX Rasenha.
Yeah.
And just catch him coming down.
Yeah, Devil's Reverse is pretty difficult to anti. Most people just straight up jump at Bison when they see him, start the stomp. But you can just EXDP or a well-timed crouching hard punch. It's really, really fast for Karen. It's a good anti-air, and it can crush counter, which is great. But yeah, I think that's literally all the time we have. Let me put up this ad right here. Remember to check us out every Tuesday at 8 p.m. EST if we have the replays for it. Right? That's why you guys have to send in more replays so we can do this. Well, I hope that we helped you guys in some way. And yeah.
We should see you next week, but if we have no replays, then we'll see you when we see you.
Yeah. All right. Well,
though we can review my replays. I'm a beginner too. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. We'll take a look at your Smurf.
Yeah.
Gold Smurf.
I don't know. It's silver.
It's silver?
Yeah, it's silver. I think my last game was playing as Zangief. It was great.
All right. Well, all right. See you guys. See you next week, hopefully. And we're out.